Well, thank you for coming over to Rakuten, fifth Rakuten Technology Conference. As you know, we have been doing this since 2008, and this time, for the first time, we are going to do all the programs in English. And we were so worried about the attendance, since we're going to do it with no translation and everything is going to be English. We are a little bit concerned about the attendance, but it turned out to be we have more participants than last year. And more than 50%, more than half of the speakers and panelists are non-Japanese. So we are very, still a little bit, anxious and worried about how it's going to go, but we will do our best. Today, we would like to talk about the globalization. Globalization of the business and globalization of technology. And the theme of this year's conference is a small word, globalization. So talking about Rakuten business, we are already in more than 13 countries. In most of the countries, we do our e-commerce marketplace businesses. And in some countries, we are just doing our e-book business, which is Kobo. But more and more, we're feeling having a global presence and being a global organization is not important. It is becoming critical, and we must be globalized, the IT platform, organization, and businesses. And that is, I think, that's the strong message Rakuten has been broadcasting to the Japanese business community as well as engineering side. Talking about our globalization, of course, we are exporting our e-commerce business, but at the same time, our e-reader business, Kobo, is expanding very, very rapidly. They just launched their Italy business, Netherlands, and Portuguese, and Spain, and Brazil within the last 3 months. So they are globalizing their business much faster than us and much faster than our competitor, Amazon. We believe eventually we need to create not just e-commerce presence in other countries, but we also need to create an ecosystem. So for that, the Kobo is very, very important business for us. And we just announced 3 more new terminals. One is Kobo Globe, which is, we have a LED light, it grows. Kobo Mini is a smaller version of a Kobo Touch, which is very cute and good-looking one. And Kobo Arc is our new Android terminal, which has a very different user experience compared with Nexus 7 or Kindle Fire and so forth. So we are investing a huge amount of financial and human resource capital to expand our hardware business as well. With regard to getting our presence and expanding, improving the brand recognition of Rakuten, we are making many strategic investment. And this year, one of the biggest news for Japanese and the Silicon Valley venture community was Pinterest select Rakuten as the lead investor for their private placement. Also, we're expanding our ecosystem just not to the ebook, but for other digital content as well. We bought the company called Uwaki.tv. Uwaki doesn't sound very good in Japanese, but it sounds very good for Spanish people. So we're thinking about whether we should keep using Uwaki name in Japan or not, but there's some people who like it because it's really catchy. And some people may think, oh, maybe this is not a very good name, but well, maybe we'll ask you whether we should do it or not. But anyway, so we are expanding our business to digital streaming business as well. These are the things we are, doing. Just a part of our international globalization initiatives. But one thing I can tell you is we are very, very aggressive. Sometimes it's go well. Sometimes we have some challenges. But I think today we have many people from other companies. But I would encourage you to really think about globalizing your business and trying to promote your presence in other countries, because not only there's a market, but I think there's a benefit of being global. So the goal of Rakuten is to become the #1 internet service company. So many people ask me, what is the definition of #1 internet service company? Of course, we need to have a size and volume. But at the same time, I think we need to have a globally #1 team and #1 governance structure and #1 technology. So that's what we are aiming. Of course, there's still a long, long way to go. But unless you envision and think about how you can get there, you will never be there. So I have been advocating this big goal, even if you are very, very, very small, long time ago. The second, I would like to talk about our language program, which we call englishization. As you know, 2.5 years ago, we announced one of the most aggressive the project in the I think Japanese business community, which is we try to convert internal communication language from Japanese to English. As you may or may not remember, there are so many noise. Some people, we thought this is a great idea. Some of the CEOs of the big companies, attacked us. I don't know why they want to attack me, but they said, this is a stupid idea. This is not going to work. But I just want to tell you, already 30% of new hires in Japan are non-Japanese. And 70% of new hires for the engineers, new engineers joining Rakuten, 70% are non-Japanese. So we are truly, recruiting the best and brightest from all over the world. So now it's already very difficult to go back. What we do is, of course, almost all of the official meetings are not 100%, I need to confess, but we are trying to make it in English. And some people believe, instead of going to our international subsidiaries, where you have some Japanese, you keep talking in Japanese, it's better to be in Japan because you are forced to speak in English for your English training. And the reason I really think we need to have single language, not only for engineering, but for the business, is Rakuten has been successful in many businesses. We are #1 in e-commerce, #1 in online travel, #1 in online banking, and so forth and so forth. But if you kind of step back and think what we are doing, it's not that different from one business to other business. Technology-wise, of course, you guys are engineers, so architecture are not so different. But business logics are not that different as well. Of course, sometimes you need to have physical logistics service versus digital distribution. But you have web, you have a marketing method are very similar. If you break it down to the factors, they are not that different. So we can basically cross-share the best practice across our organization. That's why this building is designed that way. We have a big cafeteria so that everybody can sit together and talk and openly communicate. Rakuten is a very open company. We disclose almost everything to every single employees in our organization. For the people who are working for Rakuten Ichiba knows what's going on in Rakuten Bank. good, sometimes good news, sometimes bad news, but we are trying to be as open as possible. But before doing this Englishization project, I was, not very comfortable because there was a wall between Japan, U.S., China, Europe, and other countries that they are not, communicating. And there's a wall, which is really the communication wall. Not just the distance, but they can't communicate because you need to have a translator. Documents are in local languages and so forth. So one day, I woke up and said, okay, we're going to do everything in English. This may cost us some time for the short term, but I was so confident and that all Japanese people will be able to communicate in English if they study certain amount of the time. And now, where we are. So these are the key highlights of what we are doing. 86, let's say, 86% of employees achieve TOEIC score. 30% of new staffs are non-Japanese. Again, 70% of new engineers are non-Japanese. We are hiring from globally. We are sharing best practice worldwide. And not at the top executive level, but working level. The communication is getting more active. Of course, we have internal, the SNS. That's very active too. And as a matter of fact, the fact that we were able to buy Kobo or Waki, or the fact that we were able to invest in Pinterest is partially becoming from the fact they are very comfortable about working with Rakuten, because even if they come to our office, they don't feel they are kind of alienated. The Rakuten Englishization case has, Englishization has become the case study of Harvard Business School. And this case was the most popular case for 2011. An entire 900 first-year school students used this case. And this year, INSEAD, which is European #1 business school, is going to use our case for the mandatory program. And the discussion was so intense. And some people, like the female student, started to shout and cry. She got really, really emotional. That means this is not the only issue of Japanese company. This is a global issue. Whether do you want to use single communication language, which sounds like drastic, but I think it's the only way to become a global organization, as a matter of fact. And probably it's doable. What have happened? This is a little bit complicated. Let's go to the next chart. This is what have happened from October 2010 to September of 2012. The average score of the TOEIC score of Rakuten employees has improved 180.6%. If it is a group of 5 people, it's not so impressive, but we are talking about more than 5,000 people improve 180 points, which is like, according to our consultants in other companies, which is probably going to take minimum 15 years to improve this much. So we are very serious. And the thing, what we have done is, initially, we just made it this after the office hour, sort of the project, but we totally changed it. This is the part of your assignment, and you need to be able to communicate in English to do business and work in Rakuten. So that's it for Englishization, and I just want to touch upon our technology. Since this is a tech conference, we feel we have a little bit different balance between innovation and operation. I think business is all about innovation and operation, but of course we believe operation is, since we are e-commerce company, operation is very important too. But today we mainly talk about innovation. And there are so many things we are doing, and most of these, not most, the significant part of the ideas are coming from our non-Japanese engineers and our dev team in outside of Japan. So we are moving to Agile as much as possible. We are using the Agile development platform such as Jira and Confluence, and trying to speed up their process and being agile as much as possible. And also, with regard to device, of course, Kobo is our strategic device. I'm not talking about the Kobo black and white reader. We're talking about the Android app terminal. It's very, very good, and we're going to enhance our creating and manufacturing our own device. But at the same time, our apps and web of the smartphone and tablets are becoming more important. I just want to share already 25% of the Rakuten Ichiba transactions volume is coming from smartphone and mobile phone. And it is growing 300 to 400% year on year. So 3 years ago, I sort of told our merchants in the future, more than 50% of the transaction will come from mobile, but it's happening, and it's happening faster than I expected. And tablet will become the most important device as well. And of course, there will be a very narrow difference between tablet and PC. If you see what all these manufacturers are doing, it's very difficult now, getting difficult to draw a line between tablet and PC, because most of the PC, notebook PCs, the screen will be, the screen will be used to use PC as well. With regard to the platform, of course, we are using some of the public cloud, but we are developing our own global public cloud as well to maximize the flexibility and the scalability and agility. Today we have Derek. I think he's going to have a great speech. Thank you for coming. And who is the founder of Cloud Foundry. We are partnering with him and creating Rakuten Global Pass to make our service more robust and more flexible and more open. With regard to big data, we have so much data. We have more than 70 million members in Japan. So many the web traffic as well as transactions. And so we are thinking of how we can use all these data. One thing we are doing is what we call price and inventory optimization. It's this automation tool for what price you should sell your product and expect your demand, and it's quite accurate. Although Rakuten is very famous for bringing a human factor to the service, we are trying to use data to automate part of it and give a more valuable, usable information to our clients and our internal usage. Data platform, of course, we're using Hadoop, and we also have our own database, but this will be on the cloud. Everything will be on the cloud in the future. The other thing is we created a team called Behavior Insight, who analyze the behavior of our customers, where they're coming from, not just the web traffic, but more the psychographic activities of our users are being analyzed, and we are trying to find the best optimization for their experience within Rakuten and outside of Rakuten Ichiba as well. With regard to R&D, we're doing, now RIT has 40 researchers in Tokyo, in New York, and in France. And these are the list of samples of what we are doing. We are creating the global catalog. We are trying to capture entire SKUs products and SKUs of the world. We are creating our own big cloud-based storage, trying to use GPU instead of CPU to really accelerate computing power. And we are doing our own the web analytics tool, which we would like to make it really the #1 web analytics tool in the world. As for the other aspect of our Englishization project is we are sending our entire engineers, all engineers, to global conference. So it is not mandatory, but highly recommended that every single engineers of Rakuten will go to other overseas and join at least the sort of tech-based conference as much as possible. And then this is kind of accelerating, and they are having an eye-opening opportunity. And I can feel the culture of our engineering team are really globalizing, and they are getting highly motivated. Of course, we have such a prominent and famous partners and fellows, like Matt and Derek and so forth. But we are trying to create more global team to enable to really promote the engineering and technology level of Rakuten further. So that's it for my presentation. I know we have a very, very long day and until the last closing party. And I hope you will have a very productive and enjoyable session. And I hope I can see you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hiroshi Mikitani.